Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. We will be making a quilted leather tote bag. I hope you enjoy watching. Kindly subscribe to my channel and stay tuned so that you can see the whole video. So right here I'm just cutting out my template. I already have it in a paper, so I'm just tracing it onto the leather, and I've folded the leather into two so that I get two parts of the template, as you will see, and I'm cutting out the notches right over here because the tote bag will be having a base, a structured base. So that's what I'm doing over here. Then after cutting out the leather, I'm going to cut out foam because the tote bag will be quilted, and to have a perfect quilt you have to use a foam underneath the material that you are quilting. As you see right here, I'm just cutting out the I'm cutting out the foam, and it's 1 inch bigger than the size of the fabric. So here I have them in two. So I'm going to start by making my bag handles. I have two pieces of leather fabric, so I'm going to start by applying gum on the middle part. As you can see, I've marked the middle part out, so I'm just applying gum, sorry. I'll apply the gum on both the leather fabric, on the middle of the leather fabrics. Then I'm going to let them sit and dry for some 5 minutes. Then I'm going to come back and stitch them together. After the gum has dried out, I'm going to fold the two sides of the leather towards the middle, as you see me doing right here, and I'm going to hold it down so that it can stick really well. So that's what I'm going to be doing on all the two handles that I had cut earlier. And after I'm done folding it like this, as you see me doing right here, I'm going to start stitching thereafter. So over here I have the two fabrics all done. I already have them all folded together, so I'm just going to head over to my manual sewing machine and I'll start the process. I'll sew on the edges, as you can see me illustrating over here. I'll sew on both edges, straight lines. Then on the other end also I'm going to sew a straight line. So yeah, this is me just continuing with my process and getting everything done well together. And guys, if you're sewing leather, as I've mentioned in my previous videos, in order to have clear stitches, or to have your fabric moving smoothly and with no issue, you have to oil the leather fabric while you are sewing it, right? Oil your leather fabrics. You don't want to have stitches that are not perfect, and you don't want also your fabric to stick on the machine while you are sewing. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing, and you can take your time. You don't have to do this quickly. Just take your time, ensure that everything is smooth, so that you can also get a finished product, whether you're using it for personal use or for commercial use. Having sewn all the bag handles, I'm going to start sewing the main body of the bag, and I'm going to start by quilting the leather all around. And guys, I have a detailed tutorial on how I quilt my leather. In that video I go in depth and tell you everything about quilting leather. I'll leave the video either up here or in the description box, so kindly go ahead and check it out so that you can be well equipped and get the proper explanation on what I am doing over here. So I'm going to quilt my leather and just get everything perfect. Then after quilting my leather, after getting everything in order, I'm going to start making the bag. So kindly guys, stay tuned, and if you are enjoying this video, why don't you give this video a thumbs up, like the video, leave a sweet comment in the comment section, and also subscribe to my channel. Keep watching to the very end too. So right now this is what I have. My leather quilted nicely. You see all the stitches, they're super perfect. So I'm just going ahead to trim off the excess foam from the sides of the bag, and after having trimmed everything out, I'm going to start making the actual bag. I'm going to line or make the bottom part of the bag to be structured, to be a little bit sturdy. You'll see the material that I'm going to put on the bottom of the bag. So this is what I have right now, and that's the material that I'm going to be using to make the bottom of the bag to be to have its shape. So I'm going to hold it onto the bag using glue. I'm going to stick glue on it, let it dry for some minutes, then put it back on the base of the bag, as you can see me doing right here. At this point, I'm going to start marking out the marks where I'm going to position the bag handles, and I put them 3 inches away from the edge of the bag. So here I am just going in and being super careful, marking it out using my tape measure. Then I'm going to head over to my sewing machine and I'll stitch it. But before that, I'm cutting out my inner lining. Over here I'm using suede fabric, but then in the end I kind of noticed that the bag kind of is super heavy. The bag is heavier than the normal weight that it should be, so I think it's not quite advisable to use suede fabric for making this kind of tote bag. Maybe you can use a lighter cotton fabric for the inner lining of the bag, but anyways, I made using this, and that's a mistake I will correct going on forward. I'm just telling you, maybe you don't do that. I've learned from my mistakes. So I'm going to start working on the bag. I'm going to attach all the handles, all the 4 sides of the handles. So what I'm doing here is I'm just stitching on the edges of the fabric, the 4 sides of the strap. Then I'm going to put like an X mark on the inside of the strap. You will see me doing that. I am not so good at explaining that, but kindly follow through and you will see how I make my X pattern on the strap. This X pattern is just to reinforce or to make the strap more stronger, if you know what I mean. I hope you are enjoying watching this and that you understand whatever it is I'm trying to say. This is how your strap should look after finishing making it. As you can see, there's that X shape in the middle. So I'm going to do that on all the 4 sides. Then this is what I have. You can see it, the stitches are perfect and they look strong enough and they are well aligned. You really have to take that into consideration. Measure them so that they are well aligned on both sides of your bag. So after finishing putting all the straps in place, I'm going to start sewing the inner lining onto the bag. As you can see, I'm putting the right sides facing each other. Then I'll just go ahead, sew 0.5 inches from the top part of the bag because I had left that allowance on it. So I'm going to do that on both sides, on both ends of the bag. Then I'll come back. One thing you must be careful of is to make sure you don't sew the straps while you are sewing the inner lining. Don't make sure you just go slowly, bit by bit. If you have to push your straps a little bit inwards, do that because you want to have a clean and neat finish at the end of it. All right, so over here I'm done sewing the lining. I'm going to turn it to the other side. As you can see now, the quilted side of the leather is showing on the outer side and the inner lining is perfectly coming out. So I'm going to make a top stitch on the upper part of the leather. I'm going to use a 0.5 stitch allowance, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing over here. And you also have to be careful not to sew the straps. Be careful on that part not to sew the straps, and make sure your top stitches are super neat because it's the final stitch on the outside of the bag that we are making. So make sure it's super neat and it's also on a straight line. And I will still emphasize, don't sew the straps. Make sure you don't sew the straps. Go as slow as you want, but make sure everything is perfect. I hope you are enjoying the video to this point. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Kindly hit that red subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. And also, if this video interests you and you like it, give it a thumbs up and also leave a sweet comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video. Okay, so I'll do this on the other side also, and as you can see, I'm just taking my sweet time making sure that everything is perfect because these stitches will be visible and you don't want to miss anything. So just take your time and take your time and make the stitches as neat as possible. This is what I have. It's coming out pretty good. As you can see, the stitches at the top are also perfect. They are pretty much okay, and I'm just loving this. So yeah, that's it for the part 1. Stay tuned for the part 2 where we'll be stitching everything up together and transforming this piece into a really beautiful tote bag. So I hope to see you in the part 2 of this video. Until then, bye.